Good morning. Good morning. I'm Coach Nikki, and today we are talking about one of my absolute favorite subjects, which I think is so incredibly important for all of us, is the art of love and how to fire up the love in our lives and almost think about like love 2.0. So sometimes we think about love is like falling in love, or, maybe that like lust of the first time of being in a relationship, or maybe the love that is I don't want to say mandated, but can possibly be mandated in a family. So, maybe your extended family or somebody doesn't treat you well, but you're still like required, or you think in your heart, this is that I should be loving. But today I want to talk about something quite different. And I want to talk about the art of love and how to really like cultivate that first and foremost in ourselves, with our friends, and with our significant other, and how to really embrace relationships in our lives, because as we know, relationships are the number one predictor of our mortality, of like how long and our longevity in our life. They're the number one predictor of our actual like heart health. Like I talked to my sister Amy a lot because we're writing a book together, and she's a physician, and she said that loneliness, and this like made me cry, is that loneliness is actually a precursor for morbidity. And so if you are lonely, you die much earlier. And so when we're thinking about love and how to embrace it, it always has to start with us, right? Like, I love you always has to start with I. You have to learn to love yourself. And that takes time, because we think that we should just naturally be born on this earth and understand how magnificent we are and how incredible we are. But actually, it takes a process. It's like getting to know someone and getting to trust someone, and that someone is you, and getting to trust you as much as you possibly can. So I went this year. This is our my 20 years being married, and we went to this. It's called the Gottman Institute, and it's called The Art and Science of Love. I highly suggest it. They're weekend workshops, and it was really, really enlightening for me in many ways, in how to conversate with my significant other, with my husband, how to avoid things that cause issues, and they call them the four horsemen, and then how to really get to know somebody. I've been with my husband, Ed, for 26 years, and we were asking questions that I didn't know the answer to, because we never really dive into those type of like getting to know you. So first, I just wanted to tell you is I highly suggest going to the Gottman Institute, but I'll give you what kind of our takeaways were and the things that we practice now on a weekly basis at the end. But first, I wanted to go and jump back in to the art of love. And one thing, and so it's like love 2.0, is that love is an interaction. And so, like Anna, I know we experience love a lot with with the people that we coach and the people that we teach. And what that actual chemical reaction in our body is, there's three different things when you're thinking about creating like a love connection between someone else, and they're created in moments. So these moments are when two people interact. So say you and I, we interact. So even like, not even in a kaya class. So say I'm out at Trader Joe's and we're shopping, and all of a sudden we interact, and we're both reaching for an apple, and both of us at the same time go, oh no, you first. Aren't these apples delicious? Like, they look really good. And so we just had this connection of goodness, of I want you to reach first, you want me to reach first, we want to connect on something as small as an apple. And then from there, knowing that it feels like a positive emotion between both of us. That is what I wanted to really focus on today, is creating more love moments in our lives and understanding the science behind the chemical reaction in our body, this release of serotonin, this release of chemical interactions are created through these positive moments, not just with our significant others, not just with our kids or our family or our friends, but we actually have the ability to create love in lots of different areas in our life. The actual root of the definition of the word friend, actually the root is, the definition is love. And our friendships, be it a friendship with our significant other, a friendship with the people that we lead and the people that we coach, the people in our lives, that is a root of love. And that love is what makes us happier humans. It's what makes us be able to endure the ups and downs of life, and knowing that we have the power to create more loving connections with other people in the smallest way of Trader Joe's, and maybe bigger ways of interacting with people in like our Kaya classes, or where we actually kind of know somebody, and then also in our intimate relationships with our significant other, with somebody that we're dating, with our children, that we have these choices. And so again, I'm just going to repeat those three things. It's a moment of connection, right? So it's an interaction between two people. So to create love is a moment or an interaction between two people. It's the want of both of us to do something good for one another. And then it's a positive feeling. So that is, and creates this like love, which like releases these chemicals inside us and makes us feel happy. So it's as simple as that. Another thing that I really wanted to focus on too is our vagus nerve. So like you've probably heard of like our vagal nerve. Our vagal nerve actually runs from the base of our spine, and it runs actually into our heart, which I absolutely loved. Is that our vagal nerve and like the vagal tone, if you have really good vagal response, then like on just like a biological feeling, is you are easily able to metabolize sugars better. You also have better like cortisol levels and adrenals. So when something comes at you that's uncomfortable, or something that could make you angry, you have better control. So as we think about strengthening our vagal nerve, that one is self-care and it's self-love. And the more that we work out in a positive way for our body, the stronger our vagal nerve is. The more that we eat healthy, the more that we meditate. Meditating is a huge one, or prayer, whatever that is to you. But thinking about, sometimes people have healthier relationships just because they're healthier, and they take good care of themselves. They find that I in the I love you, and are able to take that and then venture into the hardest things, which are our love with our significant other. Probably like those are the things that really like rub us on a daily basis. Those are the conversations that we have with our significant other that are more challenging sometimes, right? Like sometimes it's like those are the hardest ones. So what I wanted to leave you just like a couple more minutes is with this. This is my little Gottman Institute. There's all kinds of like fun get to know you cards, all kinds of stuff. But this is the art of science and love. Our takeaways were really bringing awareness to how you talk to, and whether it's your significant other, whether it's your children, whether it's like the people in your life. But it tends to be, we can be roughest with probably the people that we love the most, that we don't think are going to like leave us or go away. Sometimes that's like when we're a teenager, like we're rough on our mom, because we know that they won't go away. But really paying attention to our language, and paying attention to, instead of saying you did not do this, or you hurt my feelings, just change that to I feel hurt when whatever. And so that one thing, and I could talk about this forever, but one thing really quickly is what I learned is, before I went to this workshop, I would say, because I know that skill, it is like, don't point your finger at somebody, like the three fingers pointing at you. So I would say to Ed, like, my feelings are hurt because you were mean. And so, but I'm still pointing and I'm still blaming. And then what that does is it causes a reaction in the other person to be defensive and to stonewall, and to like say, well, you do this and this and this. So just really paying attention to how we communicate to people, and understanding that communication and conflict is one thing that is a really good thing. In America, we tend to sway away from harder conversations, but there's there's so much beauty in creating an art around having a conversation that can be difficult, leading into it with caring and compassion, and your own feelings and things that you see that could make you feel better, and then the things that you see in the other person that you appreciate them in them. I understand that, whatever it is that, I might be upset that the dishes weren't done, or that I made the meal and then now everybody just goes and I'm supposed to do the dishes. But instead of coming at it in a way of, you always expect me to do this, step back and say, I love preparing meals for our family. And it would really make me feel more supported if you guys could help and do the dishes afterwards. So just asking for what you want. Don't be afraid of harder conversations. And then know that you're going to fumble, and know that you're going to say things that hurt people's feelings. And then first thing right away, just come back and say, I really want you to know that that comes from a caring place. And I'm sorry if that came off in any way that didn't feel supportive to you. Okay, so I'm gonna leave with the last is just one, remembering that all of our interactions in life have an energy that radiates in our body. And when we tend to, I'm talking to myself a lot, be really busy and rush through and be connected to our devices and what's going next, we miss opportunities for loving moments, and we miss opportunities for connection. So as we venture into this weekend or this week or wherever we are, is thinking about how we can create more loving moments that turn into great loving relationships, remembering the root of the word friend is love. And the more friendship that we have, the longer our lifespan will be, the healthier that we are. So investing in ourselves, often we spend a lot of time with like investing in our career, investing, if you want to learn a language, if you want to learn how to cook, if you want to learn how to work out or run or all of these things, we invest a lot of time and energy. But the more that we can read books on love, the more that we can listen to podcasts, maybe go to workshops, things like that, then everything in our life blossoms, not just one relationship, but our relationship with ourselves and then our relationship with others. So create lots of loving moments. Thank you so much for being here. And I love it, each and every one of you. Thanks. And I wish you a very wonderful weekend. Mwah. Bye.